This video is an update on what I've been trying to do to regrow my hair. So if you haven't seen my channel, the kind of working theory that I'm going with is that people with really flat vertical foreheads and that transition sharply to the top of their head, meaning like there's a sharp angle at their hairline that distinguishes their forehead from the top of their head, those people grow the best hair. And if we're not growing hair very well on a hairline, it's because our skulls have bulged in certain places, like the forehead, forelock, and the crown, and that is affecting that sharp border that separates the forehead from the top of the head. And so what I'm trying to do, for whatever, like, because the skull has expanded, I'm trying to reverse that. Push it. Something's pushing the skull out, so I'm trying to push the skull back in. So in the past, I've used my hands to try to do these skull compressions that this guy Paul Taylor recommended. That never worked. And then I just started doing like presses of my head into the wall, or like headstands. I still do those, and I can't do that all day, and it's time consuming. So I started sewing these bean bags. These are full of sand, so I wear these all day. I have a few different ones that I'm going to show. But yeah, I figured out how to strap weights to my head, and I think that's more consistent with like the force that's pushing out is a small force over time. So to counter that, I'm doing a small force over time in the opposite direction. So this is the day weight that I mostly wear. It's just a giant long bean bag that I've strapped to the center of my head. Weighs about 2 pounds, but it's pretty intense pressure. After about an hour and a half, I have to take it off and let it rest for a little bit. But the idea is any sort of crown bulging or forelock bulging, and just overall flattening. They'll address the crown and the forelock bulging, but just overall just flatten the middle part of the head. You see a lot of guys, like my friend Paul, as he said, he's got a shark fin forming on the middle of his head. And so this is the kind of shark fin buster model. And so once this gets like too hard to bear, and I'll take it off, and I'll put on this. Call this the hairline wedge. So it's a bean bag here and a sandbag. They're both sandbags. Sandbag here, and there's like a little joint that I sewed. So this is for the forehead, this is for the top of the head, and it's because I have this like rhinoceros horn growing here. Like there's a very sharp curvature in the top of my forehead, and I think it's because this is bulging out, and I think this is bulging up. So it's like a rhino horn bulging out here. So I want to press this back and press this down and reestablish kind of like I want my hairline to look like that. Like this sharp angle at the hairline, at the front of the hairline, where my skull is go vertical, and then it turns sharply to the top of my head. So it's not ideally strapped, because you have to put a lot of tension on the strap part of it in order to get the force here. Like this one works better, just the one that sits on your head, because it's just going against gravity, so I don't feel as much tension I don't have to use as much tension to keep it on my head, but this I have to use a lot of tension to keep it on my head. But you can see that, yeah, so the pressure is being applied here, the force is being applied here in the front of the forehead, and also on the top, so it's kind of wedging my hairline into that angle, that ideal angle, because that's what you want your head to look like. This is the kind of head that's going to grow hair, just all the way across. If that's or like that, really ideally. If that's your head all the way across your forehead with this sharp angle, flat vertical forehead, and it turns sharply to the top of your head. If you have that all the way around, you're going to grow great hair. Doesn't matter what your diet is, doesn't matter what teas and herbs you take, doesn't matter what massages or what your genetics are, right? Just, if that's your skull shape, you will grow hair. So I'm just trying to wedge my hairline into, or the front of my head into this nice angled, sharply angled skull shape at the hairline. Right, so I kind of like, the joint here kind of goes at the hairline, and then this is the forehead, this is the top of the head. All right. And then this is a simple one that this is like the first one I developed. This just goes on the forehead, and I sleep with this. So it's not going to work, just like walking around, but at night, so I sleep with this thing pushing down on my head, and it's like half a pound or so, but it's intense. Over time, it kind of, if I strap it on too tightly, it will wake me up. But yeah, I just kind of put it on the bulge of my forehead. So you have a round, bulging forehead, and see, that's the mark that it leaves at night. So it's doing something. It's putting a mark on my head. That's something. Is it flattening? I don't know. It's worth a shot. So I just sleep like that, and I fall asleep, and I stay asleep. It's not that uncomfortable unless I strap it too tightly. So yeah, the idea is just flatten the forehead while I sleep. Anyone can do this. It's not, so you might as well do some flattening while you're sleeping. And no one's going to see how ridiculous you are, how ridiculous you look. Like, you're in your bed, private. So this one's easy. It's just a matter of adjusting the strap. And everything's organic here. I got, the fabrics, organic cotton, and the strap is it's an organic cotton and elastic blend. One of the best thing I could find. And some of the buckles are metal. Actually, all the buckles are metal. Yeah, all my buckles are metal. So, good energy, good fabric energy. And then the last thing, I just have this like normal bean bag, and this is what I've been doing my wall presses into. So like I'll lean against the wall, against the bean bag. It's better, it's softer than the wall, and it's going to distribute the force a little better, I think. Yeah, that's it. Those are my the 3 ones that I wear, and then just I've been making prototypes, so I just kind of turned that one into just a generic bean bag. But yeah, they're pretty easy to slide on. Kind of figured that out, and then they're all adjustable. These adjustable straps on there. You see, it's making a mark on my forehead. And yeah, I got these 2 straps. So the chin strap to stabilize, keep it on the head, and then this back strap, I can adjust that so it doesn't fall. When I lean forward, it doesn't slide very much. It doesn't fall off. I really did a number on the forehead last night. So I made my forehead one. I sewed it a little more and made it more tense. It's more tightly packed, and I think that really put a lot more pressure on the front of my head. I think I'm gonna have that mark there all day. Oh well. But yeah, that's part of the process of flattening. You want to flatten your head, you're going to make a mark. So yeah, I don't know, I just wear these as often as I can, all day, as much as I can throughout the day. Driving, not when I go out in public. Somewhat, private, like in my backyard right here. So yeah, that's what I'm focused on. Let's say I've been doing this for a couple months. Yeah, I don't know. I've just developed these over the last 2 months. So we'll see how it works out. It takes more than a couple months to flatten your head, I think. We'll see. So, there's the update.